For Bloody Brilliant Games, I'm Sam and these are the week's headlines. We begin with the news after 7.5 years, the exclusivity deal between Disney and Electronic Arts for the development of Star Wars video games has come to an end. EA to date has published 4 main Star Wars games, 2 being reboots of the Star Wars Battlefront franchise, which while had solid gameplay, Battlefront 1 was criticised for lacking content, while Battlefront 2 launched with a disgraceful loot box system. Jedi Fallen Order was a pleasant surprise from developer Respawn Entertainment, and Squadrons was pretty decent. The EA exclusive reign over the license, which began in November 2013 was meant to last for a decade, has been characterised by the number of cancelled games during the 7.5 years of the deal. Project Yuma was being developed by Visceral Games, and reportedly in fact had begun before the deal had been announced, and was initially an open world pirate game codenamed Jamaica. But EA asked Jamaica be turned into a Star Wars game, though the pirate themes remained. Visceral's second cancelled Star Wars game was Project Ragtag. Headed by Uncharted series director and writer Amy Hennig, reports state it was similar to the canned Star Wars 1313, but EA's desire for multiplayer and live service games, as well as a reported quite large budget, killed the project, leading to Visceral's closure in 2017. The third cancelled Star Wars game was Project Orca. EA Vancouver had been assisting with Ragtag, and upon Visceral's closure took over the project, scaling it down but keeping the scoundrel theme. Nothing else was really known of Orca before in 2019 it was reportedly cancelled. At this moment, the final cancelled Star Wars game from EA was Project Viking. Reportedly a Star Wars Battlefront spin-off began in order to salvage assets created during Orca's development, and though teams from EA Vancouver and Criterion had been working on the project, reportedly EA wanted the game finished in a timescale deemed unrealistic by the dev team, thus it was cancelled. Alongside the announcement that the exclusivity deal had ended, it was revealed that Tom Clancy's The Division developers Massive Entertainment will create a story-driven open-world Star Wars game with the title to be published by Massive's parent company, Ubisoft. Until now, the only Star Wars games not developed by EA were the LEGO Star Wars games. This is due to the agreement between Disney and EA covering games aimed at, quote, a core gaming audience, which LEGO games apparently do not fall into. EA confirmed following the announcement of Massive Entertainment's title that it would continue to make Star Wars games. That's not the only Disney property which is set for a new game, however, as Bethesda announced on Twitter that an Indiana Jones game is in development from Machine Games, the team behind the most recent Wolfenstein titles. The game is set to be executive produced by Todd Howard in collaboration with LUCASFILM Games. Now the rest of the week's news, and new Pokémon Snap, the successor to the 1999 N64 game that many have been crying out for a re-release or sequel to, will be coming to the Nintendo Switch on the 30th of April. The excellent roguelike Dead Cells is set to see its next DLC released on the 26th of January, which will bring new biomes, interesting new weapons, enemies and more. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night has received a very cool update, adding a classic mode, which includes 5 side-scrolling stages, each with their own sub-boss who must be defeated, and players will be graded on time, score, and number of deaths through their run. The update also brings with it a crossover with the game Kingdom 2 Crowns, adding a new area based on the game along with a new boss. Finally this week, Riders Republic, Ubisoft's massively multiplayer racing game that combines mountain biking, snowboarding, wingsuiting and other outdoor extreme sports, has been delayed. Riders Republic was previously scheduled for release on the 25th of February, but Ubisoft delayed the game indefinitely on Thursday to allow for more development time. Before we go, a quick word on the new releases from this past week. Long-lost arcade beat-em-up Scott Pilgrim vs. the World Complete Edition saw its release on the 14th on Xbox One, PS4, PC, Switch and Stadia, receiving an average aggregated 77.5% on Metacritic and 78% aggregated on OpenCritic. MXGP 2020 saw its Xbox Series X and PlayStation 4 ports score an aggregated 74% and 70% respectively on Metacritic and 70% on OpenCritic. And my pick of these smaller independent releases this week is the gorgeous puzzle game Down in Bermuda, which though only received reviews from a handful of outlets, scored across OpenCritic and Metacritic and aggregated 70%. With that, we've reached the end of this week's show. Please let me know any of your thoughts on the stories we've talked about today in the comments down below. While you're there, why not let me know what games you've been playing? I'm Sam, thank you for watching Bloody Brilliant Games. I shall see you next week. Goodbye.